the data collection level, at the annotation level, at the platform-based gig work level, women are actually very heavily represented. Now, this dichotomy indicates something really important. Women are present in the AI economy, but sadly, they are concentrated in some of its least visible segments. We have to move beyond seeing women as only workers in the AI value chain. They're a lot more than that. They are fundamentally knowledge holders. They know the subtleties of their languages, they know how norms operate inside families and communities, and they hold practical, community-grounded knowledge. A knowledge and context that AI systems cannot learn from code or scraping data. This is the gap that we have today. If we continue down this path, at best, we're gonna risk building systems that are technically sophisticated, but socially really shallow. And at the worst, we're gonna create technologies that actively do not work or speak to women's experiences. We have an opportunity to go beyond expanding women's participation in the AI economy as simply a workforce. We have to intentionally design AI systems to incorporate women's contextual knowledge from the start. We need to translate lived experiences into evaluation frameworks. We need to ask different questions during model development. And we need to create and source our training data more intentionally. Fundamentally, we must recognize that local knowledge is not anecdotal. It is infrastructure for an AI that truly works for everyone. And today, this is not happening at the scale that it really needs to. Many gender considerations are only layered on after deployment as audits and patches and compliance exercises, but we need to move this upstream to design, governance, and evaluation. This session is fundamentally an invitation to rethink all of this. We want to explore what it means to move from invisible to visible, from participation to power, and from extraction to ownership. I'm going to open with two scenes from the critically acclaimed film Humans in the Loop that talks a little bit about the data generation pipeline, but also the humans that are there behind our data sets. We're then going to move on to a wonderful panel discussion that we're going to have, and I'll very shortly introduce our speakers. And we're going to close with a very short demonstration that shows what can actually be built if we decide to center communities and women. So with that, I am going to move us on to putting the clips. Sorry, give us 1 minute. Sorry. Although I, do lead a technology company, I really have to rely on my co-founder to help with the actual tech. So thank you, Manu. The one that says part 1. Yeah, part 1. Amazing. Yeah, rewind, please. I promise this will get more seamless as we go. Amazing, thank you.
इतनी देर तक क्या कर रही हो? टास्क नहीं हुआ अभी? आज के टास्क का यूज जानती हो? नहीं? रुको मैं दिखाती हूँ। तो ये एक AI आर्ट जनरेटर है। अपना प्रोटोटाइप टेस्ट करना चाहती है? ये जो तुम फोटो, पेंटिंग, लेबल कर रहे हो ना, ये सब मिला के वो अपना एक AI पेंटिंग बना रहे। तुम्हारी पेंटिंग बनवाए? आओ। क्या आता है देखते हैं। अरे ट्राइबल लिखने से ऐसे, पर ऐसा होना तो नहीं चाहिए। इंडियन ट्राइबल डाल के देखते हैं। सर्च स्पेक्ट्रम शायद थोड़ा बड़ा हो जाए। अरे ये तो अमेरिकन नेटिव इंडियन जैसी इमेज है ना? परेशान? तुमने उस दिन सही कहा था। एआई एक बच्चे की तरह है। हम उसे गलत सिखाएंगे तो गलत सीख जाएगा। पर हम गलती कहाँ कर रहे हैं पता है? क्लाइंट की दी हुई डाटा इसको फीड कर रहे हैं। उसके बदले अगर हम हमारे आसपास की फोटो वीडियो उस पे फिट करवा पाते ना, तो शायद हमारे जैसा ही वो रिजल्ट देता। नहीं, यही तो तुम बोलना चाह रही थी ना?
Thank you. I think, please. What a powerful scene. In this scene, I think we see a little bit of an example where AI doesn't do a good job in catching where context lies. I won't show you, obviously, the rest of the movie, but it should make you happy to know that she does go on to tag, collect a lot of women, a lot of photos of tribal women, and eventually improve that model. But unfortunately, given that we're short of time, I won't be able to show that clip. But I think it's just such a visceral reminder of what can happen when we fundamentally include community knowledge, or in this case, when we forget to. And now I think I'm extremely honored to move on to the most exciting part of this, which is going to be our panel discussion. Now, our panelists are already here on stage, but I'd just like to take a few minutes to introduce each of them to you. So very first, we have Sachi Bhala, all the way over there on the left. She is Deputy Director of Gender Equity at the Gates Foundation, where she is shaping systems-level approaches to gender-inclusive development. Right after that, we have Dr. Shiko Gitao, please give a little hi, founder and CEO of Kala, where she is working to shape Africa's digital transformation with a real focus on employment and inclusive growth. Next, we have Dr. Kalika Bali, senior principal researcher at Microsoft Research, and a global leader in multilingual and inclusive AI. Next, we have Dr. Urvashi Aneja, founder and the executive director of Digital Futures Lab, and a leading voice on AI governance and digital labor. And finally, but definitely not least, the wonderful director of this film that you saw today, Aranya Sahe. Amazing. So I think in the interest of being more with you all as a panel, I will come sit here for the rest of the discussion. I think to begin with, I actually wanted to start all of us off with a little bit of an energizer. So there's 3 words I'm starting us all off with: women and AI. How does this feel for you? Power or precarity? If you can all just speak on this maybe for 1 to 2 seconds, a few words. We can start perhaps with Sachi.